Talking with a Dad, episode 19. Steve, the sponsors.
No one. This is pretty awkward. I told you before, Zach. They never got back to me. They said they're done with the show. I don't know what Corona.
What did you do? What did you do that made the podcast sponsors not want to come back?
Listen to me. When Corona hit me up and said they were going to sponsor the show, I said, in light of everything that's going on right now,
we'll accept.
I don't think it's the best idea. You guys are causing a lot of mayhem and muck in the world.
Yeah,
Corona's not a laughing matter. My heart goes out to the families of anyone dealing with it.
Yeah, anyone affected. So make sure to check us out on YouTube, Gaming with a Dad. A lot of good content going up there recently. We're closing in on the end of Borderlands 3. We really are closing in on the end. I know we've been saying that for 6 weeks now. We are in the what is after the, it's not an encore, but like maybe a scene that maybe rolls after the credits.
Prelude?
No, Prelude goes before, right?
Prelude?
That's before. Pre is before.
End credit scene?
Yeah, there you go. We're in the end credit scene, according to Steve, of Borderlands 3. So we're really getting close to finishing that. So you guys can go watch that series. We're finishing up and help us choose what game we're going to play next. Most likely it's going to be Payday, but if anyone has any good suggestions, we will be willing to take them. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, check out the podcast. You can listen to it in your car on iTunes. You can do it on Podbean. It's on Podcast Addict. It's on everyone's favorite podcasting app other than Spotify and Google Play, because those take more effort. And we haven't gotten there yet. So, all right. We are getting into our first topic here for the night. Steve, what do you want to start with, man? What do you want to start with? You want to start for some business talk? I like business talk.
I know you do, buddy. So I'm gonna let you kick it off on that, even though it's spur of the moment.
Hold on a second. No. Don't let me kick it off, because I know this is a you topic. I don't know anything about this.
You cut me off, and I was just getting my tongue rolling there. This is it's all rumor mill right now. You always have to start with conjecture and analytics with these type of topics, but it's highly speculated, and it's been speculated multiple times that Google was thinking about buying Tesla, right? And those rumors have resurfaced again to the point that they actually pushed the shares for Tesla up on the 9th, I believe it was. They took they went up a bit drastically. And then there's rumors, and I can't stress this part enough. I am not a stock guy, so don't come with the pitchforks at me, but you can do your own Google search on it. Apparently, some people think that it could drive the shares up to as high as $8,000 per share.
For Tesla?
Yeah,
I mean, it could. I see right here published by Forbes that the rumored acquisition would be for $1,500 per share. If Tesla pushes up beyond that, and I don't think they're anywhere near that right now. That would be a fairly interesting buy. Let me look up the Tesla stock.
But here's the thing, so as Zach is looking up Tesla stock,
it's $901 a share right now. So, yeah, I mean, to push it up over 8,000, that would be an incredible return, almost tenfold, which I doubt would happen. Yeah, especially with all the recent, that Cybertruck will never see the light of day. They had to slow production.
One.
You paid your $100. You gave Elon a free $100 loan with no interest. That money you won't get back.
100%.
Yeah, that's fair. Model 3's production slowed down again from what I saw. Yeah, they've had a few issues recently. So,
again, this is when in regards to Google and them having the money to do these things. I understand you have the money to do it. But I've been asking myself recently, as I'm drawing lines through little points on a board somewhere, why Google does the things that they do. And I haven't come any closer. I've been in chat rooms. I've been in forums. I've been in the dark web talking to people. Like, what is Google's end game? Someone actually pointed out something really interesting with you remember the Google cars that were, the self-driving ones that were driving around for a little bit and stuff like that. They said this could be some venture that's going to go a little bit deeper into that. But I wonder what their end game is, man. I can't make sense of their business. We're talking about a company that started off as a search engine, and look where they're at now. I don't know where they're going. What do you think about it, Zach? Where could they possibly be going with all this?
So, I mean, Google has their hands in everything, right?
Right.
They have operating systems. Obviously, we both use one every single day. You more so than I do. They map the world, right? They have phones. They have cell phone service. They are an internet service provider. Why not get into the car industry, right? But they're already there. They're already backing Waymo. And Waymo might be the most advanced self-driving car in the market currently. If I remember correctly, Waymo might be the only car that is actually self-driving and has done passenger rides without a person in the driver's seat, if I remember correctly.
Right.
So why would they buy Tesla, right? You know, they're not going to streamline it. And that's what Tesla needs. Tesla needs a GM to buy them, honestly. Like a GM, a Chevy, a Ford, something like that. Someone who manufactures cars and could add the tech to their cars. That's where Tesla would be the most beneficial because they're a software company more so than they're a car manufacturer company.
Right.
So that's where Tesla would benefit. Google would not benefit from buying Tesla, I don't think, other than just putting that under their cap, right? That would be the only thing that would be a benefit for them is to say, hey, this is ours now, but they wouldn't make any money off of it. We've already been over this. Tesla loses $250 million a quarter.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense.
I'm trying to think. When you're saying they need a GM to buy them, I'm wondering if they have like a team they've already put together. I assume they do. Someone, if they're actually going to go through with this acquisition, say, hey, this is what we're projecting. This is what we can do with this in regards to how we want to brand off into this technology. But I don't know where it goes from here. I don't know. I do know I want a Cybertruck, man. I don't want it because I want to drive it because I wasn't alive when the Mandalorian was available to be. Like I was alive, but I didn't have
the DeLorean.
Not the Mandalorian, the DeLorean. I wanted one of those things. You see it, it only tops out at 80 miles an hour.
84 or something, yeah.
Is it 84?
Yeah.
I just want to know. I want to know what they're doing this for. Is there anyone I can contact to find out? Is there someone I can write a letter to that would better
Wait, Google buying Tesla? Is this the question still?
Yes.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I don't know. Right? It doesn't make any sense as to why they would do that. It would be fiscally irresponsible. They don't have the like Google doesn't manufacture on a wide scale like you need to be a car manufacturer, right? Like that's why I'm saying like a GM, a Lotus, something like Lotus couldn't afford them, but like a GM, like one of the big car manufacturers would need to buy Tesla to make Tesla an efficient, profitable car company. Because what it is now, Tesla's a software company, and that's what they are through and through. They're not a car company. They're a software company.
I guess we'll watch this one as it develops. What do you think Elon Musk is doing right now, at this moment?
Right now, blowing hookers.
Yeah. Not vice versa, but he's doing it.
He's doing blow and hookers.
I'm sorry. I thought you said
I didn't say he's blowing hookers. I said blow and hookers.
He's like,
that's what I think Elon does all the time, to be honest. And then he's like drawing rocket ships too, but like in crayon on a napkin. That's where I think we are. Any other questions about Elon Musk? Because I have all the answers.
I half expect him to be standing behind you in the room right now. Yes, tell them more of what we did.
I'd fuck Elon Musk up.
I'm trying to think, man. I'm like trying to picture him in a street fight, and I wonder if Elon's that type of guy that you think you got beaten and he's bloody and he gets up like, yeah, that was good. Now on my turn, and he attacks you. I know that's.
I'm trying to think here. How tall is Elon?
Like what, 6'6"? He's like a villain from Die Hard, right? He's got that same type of accent. He can make it good.
Well, does he have an accent?
He does, right?
I listened to him on Rogan. I don't really remember him having an accent, but he's South African and Canadian.
It's a good combo.
And I guess he has a citizenship in the US too.
Well, of course.
He's 6'2". I'm bigger than he is. Yeah, I'll take Elon.
Is he a bona fide billionaire?
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's worth billions. I think he made most of his money from PayPal, if I remember correctly.
All right, so he's got real billions.
Yeah, he does have real billions. Yeah, he's worth $43.2 billion.
Yeah, we'll see what they do with this. I'm just gonna say one thing about Stadia, and that's it.
Stadia.
Yeah, because it's another Google project I'm following very closely.
Like, why don't we talk about Google Play too then?
This one bums me out, man. Google Play going away. Me and the other 5 people that use it.
I thought we were gonna do Stadia first.
Oh yeah, Google Stadia. Is there anyone? Comment below, or just hit us up on one of the groups. But I went on to their actual YouTube channel just to see, because if anyone's going to market their material, if anyone's going to push the brand, it's going to be Google. And I just didn't get a good vibe when I was watching like their "This is our Stadia project" video. It sounded more like the stuff you heard from Anthem towards the beginning of the end. You know what I'm saying? They're like, it's doing really good. We'll get that wireless remote support up at some point. You can still use it with the 4K, and no new games announced, by the way, for Stadia.
No, no one's gonna develop for it. It doesn't make sense.
I should have put GeForce Now on there, but on this topic list. But that's a conversation for another day.
GeForce Now?
Yeah.
What is it?
GeForce Now? Not GeForce Now. What is it? NVIDIA's streaming service. What is it called?
It might be GeForce Now. I don't actually know. I've never used it. Yeah, GeForce Now.
GeForce Now, right?
Yeah, what's going on with it? I say it's a competitor to it, right? But you're basically just accessing the Steam library, right?
Yeah, you're just accessing Steam library. But apparently, I was watching Bitwit's video on it today. Obviously, it's like the review is in. It's not that it's streaming. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't look that great, but it's very, very functional.
Sure.
It works extremely well. But for some reason, obviously probably more just because of the category in the library that's available, people are receiving this way better than they received the news of Stadia. At one point, I thought the entire gaming industry was going to march down to Google's headquarters, kick the door in, and attack everyone wearing macro-made shirts and eating brand muffins in the poor Google office. No one had such a visceral response to this. There wasn't like pandemonium. There weren't entire videos dedicated to how this is going to ruin the gaming industry. There was one guy who was so upset at the thought of Stadia, he could not articulate his words on his own channel, as if someone had threatened his mother. That's how mad he was, like at the very thought of it.
That's a really, really poor person. Like if you're gonna get that mad over something. So here's the thing, right? With gaming, especially, right? A high tide raises all ships.
Yes.
Whether it's mobile gaming, as much as I hate it, whether it's console gaming, as much as I hate it, and whether it's PC gaming, even though it's the best, right? Whatever is doing well gets more publicity. It means we're going to get more marketing money, which means we're going to get more development money, and everything is going to be better. So if Stadia was like super successful, got millions of people, hundreds of millions of people on board, and we're like, yo, this is the platform now. Right? Like, your other platforms, but this is the platform, and everyone's getting all this publicity. It makes everything better, right?
Yeah.
So if you can't see past an idea that you maybe don't agree with in a very minor fashion, and you can't even articulate words, that's just sad. I feel bad for you. I wouldn't even enjoy that content.
Here's the thing, right? So it's when anything threatens the niche little subculture that you're a part of, or you feel that it's threatening. You see this a lot with the DC versus Marvel conversation, right? But who wins in that conversation? But Warner Brothers and Disney. Right, that's who actually.
DC versus wins. Hold on, I'm sorry, but DC versus Marvel. That's a rivalry, right?
No, it's not. It's really not though. It's not even a rivalry between the publishers.
It's a rivalry between the fans. Which is more important than the publishers, right? Because people take sides, right? And if you're Marvel, realistically, you just want to sell all of your comics to both Marvel fans and DC fans. That's the way you're going to make the most money, right? But people are going to pick sides.
That's what I'm saying. But if you're that person and your little niche subculture that's so offended by something else being successful, you've strayed too far. There's a clinical diagnosis for something like that, and it really develops. It's a type of psychotic behavior where it's like, dude, it truly isn't yours to be that angry about. There's no need to have that visceral reaction.
Right. No, I 100% agree. But yeah, I just don't understand people like that. I thought Stadia was a bad idea. I think the internet infrastructure within at least the United States, because that's what I could tell the best of, right?
Yes.
Is not quite there for it. It's a little bit ahead of its time. Just the same way that Ouya was a little bit ahead of its time, which is essentially the same thing like 7-8 years ago.
I love that word.
Ouya?
It just
like do you even know what an Ouya is? Is this little? Is it they attempted to make a game console? Essentially the same thing.
I know what it is. I'm just saying that Ouya sounds like the word you say right when that last drink, the one too many, and you black out. You're like, that was the last thing you said. Like, no, I know you weren't. You weren't a fan of Stadia. You weren't a fan of Stadia, and that's right. But there's a difference between not being a fan of something and then having the type of reaction where it's actually feeling like something's being taken away from you. But I did want to see Stadia succeed only for the reasons you stated earlier, which was it drives competition, right?
Correct.
So that would have been really cool to see. But again, I put my crazy cap back on, my tinfoil, and I'm just trying to figure out what's Google doing. I own a Pixel book. I really thought they were going somewhere with this thing. They're not going anywhere. They're like,
no, that was
they're like, we're never making another one of those again.
No, that was a mistake of a purchase. I'm sorry, buddy. I made fun of you instantly. We weren't even that good of friends yet when I found out you had one of those, and I just fucking laughed at you.
See, here's the thing, bro. When you're as secure as me, you know when you make a bad purchase, but you live with it.
You know what? You do live with it. I give you that. You use it. You watch your YouTube on it. You do your Google searching on it, and that's all it does, and that's incredible. And I
do some Linux terminal stuff on there too. And it's pretty fun. Like every once in a while, it doesn't turn on after I click a command in for a couple of hours, and I get really worried, and I'm just like,
oh well, bit the dust again. Have to go pull out my other poor purchase, a Surface. I actually like the Surface is way better than the Pixelbook.
The Surface, man, when I was a traveling professional, it served me so well to have that thing, to not be that guy taking it out at the airport, like that poor guy pulling out his huge Toshiba, trying to get it on the conveyor belt, and I'm just like,
right. So you went the other direction with it, though, right? So there's middle ground between a Surface and a Toshiba, right?
Yeah, and it was called the Surface RT, and I had one of those too.
That's even farther to the left. I'm talking like ThinkPads and man, Dell has a really nice one too. It's the XPS line.
Hold on for a second. But we have to remember that I had a Surface 2, so you got to think about what was out during that market time, right?
Yeah, let me see. When did that come out? 2015.
I'm trying to think. Gavin was still in the tummy, so yes.
2015, right?
Yeah.
So
got it for Valentine's Day.
Let's see. The XPS was out. The ThinkPads were out. No, XPS came in a 13.
It came in a 13?
Correct.
Nah, too big. I needed something so sleek you could cut a man's throat with it, and that's what the Surface was.
An XPS. I'm just saying. There were better computers at the time for the price. The XPS came in a 13. It's nearly in the same chassis as it's in today.
Look,
it probably would have been 3 times too expensive. 3 times more expensive, though.
Yeah, it would have been way more expensive.
It would have been way more expensive.
I'm a cutting edge guy. I am a slave to marketing. I seen that commercial of the guy doing the flip with the Surface keyboard, and he connected it to the Surface, and I was like, get up, we're going to Best Buy, we're buying that thing right now.
It's 2 a.m. Leave me alone. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
we're going to get it. I made my poor wife, I love you, Santana, when the Note 3 came out. I think
was that the one that blew up?
No, that was like the Note 7 or something like that.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But whenever it came out, like I was waiting for my phone and it got lost in the order. So she's like really pregnant at this point. And I'm like, babe, I'm in Boston for a job. I would never, you can ask her to do anything like this. But when I got that email, that evil email, when you're tracking something in UPS, and it's like, hey, we can't find your package.
Seem to find what's going on here. We'll get back to you in 6 to 7 weeks. And you're like,
I sent my poor pregnant wife down to the Best Buy in Nanuet, and I was like, you go find out what's going on with that.
You threaten her.
But we'll keep an eye on that. Google Play is going bye-bye, Zach. I don't know if anyone else cares about this besides me. So I don't know when this is supposed to happen. YouTube Music is going to be its official replacement. And let me just break down how that's going to go for you. The difference between Google Play and YouTube Music. Google Play, not only can you do your ordinary day-to-day streaming stuff, you can download music from their catalog, et cetera, et cetera. But what also made it cool was that you can actually import your local library into that library as well. Yeah. So you can mix and match and make playlists.
No, I've used Google Play Music.
Yeah, it was really cool. And
it has 15 million subscribers as of May of last year.
There's no reason for them to be doing this, and they're getting rid of it.
Dude, why? You know what I thought? You know what I saw the other day? They changed the logo for Google Maps. Did you notice this?
I did. I saw that.
And I'm like, dude, did you guys not have a perfect logo before? Was the logo where you're coming up to an intersection, your answer's right there, and the little G for Google was not perfect. That was right there. Why would you change it to some stupid thing? I don't even know what it looks like. It's repulsive. It's basically that exact same thing with the color scheme, but in like one of the little dots for a destination.
Yeah.
Get out of here with that garbage. Get out of here with that. No. With the new icon. Is your phone still cracked? You're like, someone donate so I could get a new phone.
Listen, I want our channel to become so big that we can make decisions like Google. Like, I went into the CEO's office. Steve and Zach chased all the interns out for no reason. Like, at some point, like, I got to believe that's what their board meetings are like. So it's Wednesday, guys.
All right, let's fuck someone's life up.
So they're getting rid of it. I don't know why. I've read through a few articles, all still conjecture and rumors at this point. No, they're actually getting rid of it, but no official statement on why. But so I tested out YouTube Music. Have you used that one yet, Zach?
No, I canceled my subscription to Google Play Music a long time ago, more than a year.
So I tested out YouTube Music, and not bad. You know, you have the same access to the same library and category. You can also get stuff, all the obscure stuff off of YouTube. You don't have to use one of those stupid.
I found your answer.
What's up?
YouTube Music, right? Which is like any music you listen to on YouTube, does 1 billion plays a day.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. That's why they're canceling the 15 million subscriber Google Play Music. Because they do so many.
So what you're saying is
shit.
So you're saying those 15 billion people just killed all the people at Google
15 million, yeah. So let's see. There are 124 million subscribers of Spotify. I just pulled it up. It's actually really nice. To put 271 million users, right? 60 million subscribers to Apple Music, 55 million subscribers to Amazon Music, which you get with your Amazon Prime. Tencent Music has 35.4 million paying users. Tencent is the overarching company for a lot of like these really weird gaming companies. They bought Riot recently. They do Call of Duty Mobile. They do all the mobile games. YouTube Music has 20 million subscribers on. I'm just going to count it as 20 million subscribers, and it's 1 billion music users. So 1 billion people use YouTube Music. So that's an insane number. Pandora has 6.2 million.
How many of those people are just people that are just trickling over from YouTube?
Probably all of them. All of them.
Yeah.
Let's just say all of those, right? Because like even if I'm waiting for a game, right? If I'm playing something, I'm waiting for a game, I'll pop over YouTube and just type in something and like listen to music, right? That's how I take my music consumption, because I don't listen to music a lot, but when I do, I'll go on YouTube. And when I'm on my phone, right, when I'm in the car and I'm done with a podcast, right, so I'll just like type in a song and then listen to that. Like I'm one of those 1 billion users, but 1 billion users. That's a month, by the way. 1 billion individual unique users a month.
That's insane. So it's
that
just
is
a business.
An insane number.
It's just a better business move.
Right. Everyone's already doing it. But if you want it on your phone and you want to be able to download the songs, you pay $10 a month. But now this is the play, because now they can say YouTube Music has 1 billion users. 1 billion monthly users, and it blows everyone else out of the water. That's the reason. I think I found an answer to your question.
Have they released an official statement themselves?
I have not seen one. I just looked up, but I haven't really looked up. Yeah, YouTube Premium. February 3rd of this year, YouTube Premium and Music have 20 million paying subscribers.
So here's the thing about when you listen to a lot of content creators on YouTube, and when I say a lot, you get stuck in a niche group of people. You can almost
microcosm.
You can almost believe these people in this little bubble when they're like, "Oh, YouTube's dead," blah 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 blah. But then you forget, if you listen really closely to what they're saying, all those statements are always prefaced by their grievance with YouTube. Yeah. YouTube demonetized my channel. YouTube stole
this
my
and my YouTube
and the algorithms
check, and they fucking changed this. And
we love YouTube. They're actually the sponsors for this video today.
Yeah, YouTube Music. Code TWAD. That's not true.
The only person that actually really seems to understand YouTube is my favorite Canadian, is Linus. Like, he gets it, dude. He understands. He had to basically explain to people. He's like, listen, I'm not making flow playing to compete with YouTube. He's like, it's not going to happen. I'm just making what I think is a viable option for people who don't want to deal with the algorithm on a day-to-day basis, and to help bring their core supporters into a more consolidated space. At this point, Zach is beat me in the head with it. No one's competing with YouTube. I didn't know they made this much revenue off of it, but I don't know why it surprised me. What was that number again?
I don't remember offhand. It's probably up here in a topic list from earlier. YouTube ad revenue for 2019 was $15 billion. God damn. Which is hilarious, because who does all of the ads on YouTube? Google AdSense. They just made $15 billion from themselves. No, that's not how advertising works, but
I was like, they got their own little ecosystem going on.
Yeah, right. It's not how advertising works, right? I think advertising I know advertising in TV works. You go into a boardroom and sit down, you pitch your ad, and you say, hey, this is how much we're going to pay for this many runs over this amount of time, and we want this amount in prime time and this amount on everything else. Like, that's how it works on TV. I don't know how it works on the internet though, which is weird. I bet you it doesn't work the same.
I want to say that it works similar, but they have a perfect way out. They're like, hey, you don't want to deal with commercials? Give us $15 a month.
Right. There's that. Right. There's that. But like, say if someone wants to advertise with us, right? They don't just go, hey, we're gonna come in, we're gonna do some market research. They're like, no. We want to pay you $1,000, put our 60-second ad pre and post roll on 6 of your episodes, and put a link in the description, and let's see what our click through is, right? That's how YouTube ad, or endemic ads would work with us. But how does YouTube decide what they're going to put on in front of our videos, right? I don't put any ads on our videos though. But how would YouTube decide what they're going to put on, right? With knowing us, it's gonna be diapers and guns. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have some good ads, but
those are two of my favorite things.
In what order? I'm gonna need specifics and reasonings. Guns. I don't think you were big on guns.
No, I'm not, dude. Here's my thing on guns, right? You're right. You own them. You own them. It's your right. I don't even have a problem with that. My problem is people have become so overly reliant on that being the last line of defense, where in actuality, when the ammo runs out, you're going to have to make up another idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have to be able to defend yourself. And that's my biggest grievance with any of my friends that own guns. I'm like, dude, so what if you don't get to the gun in time? is there a plan B, or are you just gonna fold and let the family die?
Fold and let the family
die. like like that night we went out for your goodbye party, right? There was a moment where these thugged out looking dudes walked by while we were all sitting there, and in my mind, I'm already thinking, I'm gonna take that gun and beat you to death with it if I get half the chance, dude.
That actually happened. I don't remember that.
Well, it happened in my head. They were probably just kids.
They probably weren't even there, to be honest.
They were probably just kids going off on their day, and they made eye contact with me, and I was like,
"You're like, all right, here we go. You open a Pandora's box that you don't want to touch."
All right, goodbye, Google Play Music. Zach, you got some big news for the country, man. Big news for yourself. Zach just went through an ordeal very similar to giving birth. Something.
Yeah, I had to go on ESPN Plus and buy this stupid Wilder versus Fury 2 card. You know how ridiculous it is that I have to pay a subscription? It's like more than $1 a year. I don't even know what the price is, $75 a year, and then have to pay again.
How much you pay for your ESPN Plus? What? How much you pay?
Is it $5 a month? I don't know. I don't know. I bought it bundled with a UFC card, and it was like $90 for both, I think. And I got a year's worth of ESPN Plus. But how much is ESPN Plus? I don't know. Is it $5 a month? Is it $6 a month? Someone help. Is it $70 a year?
Wait. Hold on for a second. I've been listening to your outrage like a good friend over this thing, and you mean to tell me you don't even know how much it costs? You've been ranting and raving about this for months. This man has called me at 2 a.m. like, and another thing about ESPN Plus. So you're not even invested in this thing anymore. You paid up front. You're good.
But almost a year ago, and I don't know what the subscription price is.
I think with the Disney Plus bundle, it's all together for $13 a month. So that's Plus, Hulu's.
Hold on, Hulu, but that's the shitty Hulu.
What?
That's the Hulu. That's the Hulu with ads. I pay for the Hulu without ads.
I don't think I have that.
Oh, it's $50 a year. It renews on August 16th, 2020. I figured it out, ladies and gentlemen. I'll actually have to change that. I have to, whatever.
Just give me your card information. I'll update it for you. So you got to pay $79 for this Wilder card.
$80 for the Wilder card. I'm not excited for it. I only want to watch one fight.
Right.
One fight. That's it. Wilder versus Fury. How does this go, Steve? I have an idea of how this goes, and it's not it's not good. How do you think this goes?
So we have to dispel with the rematch curse first. So we got to get past that, right?
Correct.
Which is
Wilder does really well in his rematches.
He does, but there's this old boxing myth, superstition, right? Where the rematch, and there's some fact behind this, the rematch is always a disappointment. It's always a disappointment. I don't think this will be. I am going to pick Tyson Fury in this one, though. I'm probably going to regret saying that on record now, but I'm going to pick Tyson Fury for the decision. I think that he's got Wilder's number. I think the chances of him being able to dodge the right is really good. Because I'm looking at Wilder's setup off that right punch, right? If I'm looking at that last round that they fought, and then I'm looking at Wilder's last fight, another fight that he was down in the scorecards by, right? We'll just call it what it was. He was down in the scorecards. And then he got,
10-2.
Statistics work in his favor. If he throws that thing 400 times, he's going to catch you at least
twice.
It's like it's on his favor. But I just think that Tyson's going to do a better job at rolling. The only thing that concerns me a little bit, and I keep trying to soothe myself in this, like, I don't like when fighters change camps before a big fight. Historically,
not the
best idea.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. What'd you see?
Yes, you keep for a reason your audio is delayed, so I keep seeing like there's a way to cut in there.
Get it.
They're saying that they don't think Wilder Fury's 100% going into this fight because he gained too much weight.
See?
Yeah, I saw excuses coming out of that camp already.
And there's the question of his mental health and stuff like that. But I'm choosing to overlook all of that stuff, and I'm hoping that he puts on the boxing clinic. And it's not that I don't like Wilder. I actually really enjoy watching Wilder's fights, but I'm always gonna pick the pugilist over the knockout artist. I just am. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just gonna pick that guy that's the naturally talented boxer, technical boxer over that. But to answer your question, my heart says Tyson Fury is going to win by decision. My brain says more than likely we're going to see this fat man get knocked clear out of the ring, but I'm going Fury. What about you?
I'm going Wilder, and I'm going to say Wilder finishes him in under 8. We saw that with the Luis Ortiz fight, where it went to a 10-round TKO in the first fight, and he knocked him out in 7. In the second fight, wanted to clear up any sort of potential doubt. Thank you, is a good word there. Any doubt like that anyone would have had. And if you saw the punch that he landed on Ortiz, he landed it square on the top of his head and knocked him out cold. That does not normally work like that, right? You have to hit him in some sort of like jaw, like in the side, in the eye, something, right? He hit him square the top of the forehead and put him out. That is ridiculous power. That is scary power.
It is. It only takes one. It only takes one.
It takes one, and the one coming from this animal is insane. He's out there. He's fucking. He just hits so hard that it's scary. Did you saw the knockout of Dominic Breazeale, right?
Dominic Breazeale is the only one who hasn't seen the knockout of Dominic Breazeale.
That knockout is terrifying.
It's horrible. My only thing with Wilder is, man, and I have the same problem with MMA, so I'm not being biased. I have a huge problem watching people throw sloppy punches. But if it's effective, it works, man. There's a point where Wilder literally threw like an ex-girlfriend punch in his last fight with freaking Tyson Fury. Like, he came over with one of these, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. So he does do that. It's a little wild. Yeah. So his course of action really is go to the body early and set up that shot, because Tyson Fury likes to hold his hands down. Right. He fights with his hands down a lot. So if he's going to think you're going to the body, you're going to catch him upstairs. Like, it's going to be super easy. Tyson Fury made 2 mistakes in that last fight, and he got knocked down on both of them. So unfortunately, I think if he makes one mistake in this fight, he goes out. Fury has not had convincing wins over his last 2 opponents.
No, he styled on one of them, and then the other one, the cut was
right. He styled, but it could have been dangerous. Yeah, right. That's the thing, is he's not fighting seemingly seriously going into this Wilder fight. And I think it's gonna be really hurtful for him. So
I'm a child of romantic history. I just envision. Well, actually, we can't compare this to it, but it's the only thing I got, so I'm gonna swing from the fence here. Ali versus Foreman, an old man that should have been washed up, still in fairly good shape, shows up to Africa, beats the power puncher of his day with a laid out plan. But I think everyone's got the scorecard on that one in the playbook. No one's falling for the rope-a-dope nowadays, and
yeah.
I just don't think. Do you think that Wilder has the boxing intelligence to go to the body and stick to that plan? Like, he's coming in headhunting right away, dude. He's gonna paw out with that lazy jab.
Yeah. So do I think? So I can't say whether or not he has the boxing intelligence. Obviously, he has way better boxing intelligence than I do. Right. Let's be fair. But from what I've seen and from what I can, draw from past fights and from experiences, probably not. He's going to go in there. He's going to use a weak jab to set up that cannon and try to put him down. And I think it works.
Could you imagine getting hit by that thing? How much would they have to pay you to take one?
A lot. Like,
what do you need? 20,000?
More than that.
We're going $1 million for medical.
No, we're probably sitting around 500,000.
500,000. Okay.
I figured I can get out of the. I good insurance. I figured I can get out of the hospital for a few $1,000s.
Take that 500, buy yourself a new jaw, new eyes, everything else.
Yeah. So again, I have insurance, right? And I'll be okay. A few $1,000s in bills, but I'm not going to be to work for a while. So I don't have to pay off car loan, Be able to pay for the insurance on it. Pay for someone to drive me around probably as I'm relearning how to walk and eat and talk. Like, yeah, a 500,000 I think will be all right.
That's why you go for the 10 million. So that woman that cozies up to you and she says, you know, I just really see his inner beauty, and we all look at you in complete horror. I invite you over every Thanksgiving. It's like Steve, Zacks screaming out loud again. I'm like, oh, he's in the 4th round again. Don't worry about it.
4th round? You got me going 4th round?
I gave it to you, but it's like 4th round. I think you make it. I think you start to feel good late in the 4th, and you're like, yeah,
gosh. You're like, did he just get shot? Because that's exactly how it would go. But it probably wouldn't last any longer than 45 seconds or so. He'd have to catch me first. That's how that would have to go. And then once he did, then man, because really my plan of using leg kicks probably isn't going to work.
Dude, could you imagine being the guy to throw a legit leg? I'd pay for your Muay Thai classes if you were the first guy to throw a legit leg kick in a boxing match just to see Wilder's face. And he's like,
it's like but not even a thigh kick, right? We don't want to go a thigh kick. He probably, he could probably take a thigh kick, not even an inner thigh kick, right?
No, a low you want to give him something to remember.
Low calf kick, something that he's not going to see coming, something that's going to hit him really off guard, and it's probably going to fucking sting.
Dude, yeah, that's exactly. I can see John Jones getting in the ring and doing something like that in an exhibition match. It's like they're just moving around, and John's like, "Shit's real now, bitch."
Yeah, that definitely could happen, but I think the commission would stop it pretty quickly after that.
So here's my thing about this fight, right? I'm not paying to watch it, so and I'm not gonna. I'm not streaming it illegally, but I'll
watch the 45-second highlight that it's gonna take for Fury to get knocked out.
I'm going to be watching Felder versus Hooker, a real man's fight. Right?
Yeah.
For free. I'm not going to watch any of the other fights before that.
You're not going to watch your Angela Hill fight? You're a huge Angela Hill fan.
I am, dude. And you know what? I don't think she believes that she's going to go on a streak, but I'm telling you that if
she said that on Rogan. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't watch it. Was the Rogan thing good?
Yeah, it was really good. She's like really charismatic.
She's a real nerd, and that's why I think she's pretty cool, dude. You know how her and her husband met? Did she talk about that at all?
I'm trying to think. I don't remember. No.
They used to play games. They used to play games with each other, man.
That's cool.
They played games and they trained with each other. I was like, you know what? I can respect that. But if she gets her ground game together, which it looks like it's starting to come together, maybe go to a real camp. Not a real camp. I'm sorry. Bring in some real wrestlers into your camp. Like someone that's just going to drill that type and not just takedown defense. Learn to complete a takedown. Learn to scramble. All of that stuff. Get Dominic Cruz in there. Have you ever seen Dominic Cruz scramble out of a takedown before?
Yes.
It's a thing of beauty. It's like watching a fish flop out of someone's hand. You just can't hold that guy down. That's what she needs.
That's funny.
That's what she needs.
She's only been training MMA, and not even MMA. She started with Muay Thai. She's only been training for 10 years.
Yeah.
She's been training a really, really, really little amount of time compared to the people that she's fighting.
Absolutely. And she's also in a very small group in her weight class to actually knock multiple women out. If you go look at those stats, like it's not as often, it doesn't happen as often as people think, and she's on that list for multiple knockouts. Felder versus Hooker. You don't care about anyone else on this card, do you?
No, I don't.
Any prospects you're eyeing? Anyone that you're keeping an eye on as an MMA fan? You got anyone you're watching right now?
Yeah, that Chase Hooper kid. The one that looks like he's Ben Askren's son.
Oh.
That kid. That kid's gonna be filthy. Yeah, he's probably the biggest one that I'm watching. He's probably the one that I'm watching right now.
But no one on this card, right?
No, this card is lackluster.
So what are you thinking?
I picked a good night to go to a hockey game. I can watch the highlights for this fight and this is all going to decisions, isn't it? This is all decisions. This is all split decisions. Good, great. Like,
Dana's not even going to show up for
no,
the fight.
No. Dana doesn't care.
So who are you picking, Hooker or Felder, man?
I'm picking Dan Hooker. I think he's the dark horse in this division. I think he has a good chance to beat a lot of people in the top 10. And Paul Felder's is his good first test. And I think Dan Hooker wins. I think that camp right now can't lose. Did I lose all audio? Hold on a second. I lost Steve's audio here. This is
No, you didn't. I'm back.
Oh, there he is. He was muted. All right.
I said, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy with the super camp talk. And
no, I'm not saying it's a super camp. I'm just thinking that camp is hot right now, right? Yeah. Teams are allowed to go on streaks. I feel like that camp right now is that team. That's it. Not a super camp. I don't think fucking everyone should go over there and start training with that camp. I just think where they are right now, they're doing really well. They're doing something right, and they're winning.
Oh, absolutely. I'm trying to think. I'm picking Hooker too, by the way.
Okay,
which means we're both going to regret this. Historically, when we both pick the same fight, that person gets murderized in the octagon. But I'm trying to think if there's anything Felder brings to the table that's going to give Hooker any problems. Right?
Felder is the first person Dan Hooker. Well, okay, I'm sorry. He's the second person Dan Hooker is fighting that has like that old school heart and grit. Right. That a lot of fighters don't really seem to have anymore. He did fight Ally last, and I think Ally is one of the last people that has that. But Felder next is a really, really good. But this is good for both, right? Because Felder's trying to decide right now whether he wants to keep fighting or if Felder wants to just take on this analyst job and do that, which he's really good at, right?
Yeah, he's extremely good at it.
If Paul Felder wins this, he's on a like a 3 or 4 fight win streak. Where does he go from here? Does he go up and try to fight in the top 2 or 3 and see if he can get a title shot next? Or, if he loses, is like, all right, cool, time to hang it up. We're going to let this kid kind of take over and move on from there. I think it's good for both of them.
It is good for both of them. Technically, styles make matches and makes fights and all that stuff. So Felder has a Taekwondo background, trained extensively in Muay Thai and kickboxing. I think he has decent jits, but whenever he fights, I don't see any of that stuff. Even though I know this guy is a beast, right? His first few knockouts were spinning backhands, and that's what got him on the radar. He damn near killed a man by hitting him with a spinning backhand. He's got some really good kicks, but I've seen him get out-pointed and out-techniqued too many times to think that a guy like Dan Hooker, who has some really clean striking, isn't going to come in there and just stick to a game plan of using his reach. Now, with that said, Paul Felder has been training at Duke Rufus' gym, same gym as Anthony Pettis.
Yeah,
he's been there long enough where he's probably gotten a good amount of looks on some new techniques and new strategies. We'll see how it's played out pretty well for him so far, and I'm pretty sure he's just going to keep growing in that camp. I don't know if he has anything for Hooker, and I'm not trying to disrespect Felder at all. I don't see it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could see all of his fights in my head, and I don't see anything where I'm like, wow, that's going to be dangerous. That's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, no, I agree. The only thing is that Paul Felder has that grit, that heart, that drive to keep going. This is main event, so we're going 5 rounds, right?
Yes, sir.
Has Hooker fought a 5-round fight before?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Has Felder fought a 5-round fight before?
Yes, he's fought a couple.
Right. So, if this goes into championship rounds, let's see. From what I've seen, Hooker doesn't seem to get tired, but he doesn't really make it. But the only fight he's really made it out of the first round is he's had a few, but really the notable one is Edson Barboza, where he lost in the 3rd round. So
wait, Hooker fought Barboza?
Yeah, he lost to him. He got knockout. It's a TKO in the 3rd round.
Oh, I gotta go back and watch that fight. Barboza is a tough fight for anyone, dude.
For anyone, absolutely anybody, absolutely.
Except for Khabib, and that was only not a tough fight because Khabib said there's only one clear path to victory.
Yeah. Just brutalizing him. He also lost to Kevin Lee.
Did he?
Yeah, you don't remember that? Kevin Lee finished him in the 5th round after Kevin Lee was laying it on him, and Barboza hits that spinning kick and almost knocks Lee out.
Oh,
and he does
wait. I thought you were saying Kevin Lee fought Hooker.
Oh,
yes,
no, Barboza.
I remember Barboza made him do the stanky leg. That was a good fight. That was an amazing fight. You know, it's a true test to see if a fighter is great if they've been beat by Michael Johnson, because he only beats champions. He only beats guys on their way to becoming champions or who've been champions. So have either of these guys lost to Mike Johnson before?
Hold on, let me see. No? I'm trying to go back through. Dan Hooker's lost to Yair Rodriguez.
Really?
He lost to Jason Knight.
Wait, hold on for a second. He lost to Yair?
Yeah, in 2015.
By decision, right?
By decision.
Okay.
That is correct.
I don't have anything against Yair, man. It's just like every time he gets pumped up on himself, I just want to show him that fight with Frankie Edgar. And I'm like, just remember that this happened to you. But then again, Frankie then got knocked out by Ortega.
Neither guy has fought Michael Johnson.
So they're not real fighters yet. Until they fight MJ.
They have both fought Edson Barboza. Felder fought him twice.
Yes. Controversial win the second time for Felder against Barboza. A lot of people don't think he won that fight. I think he did enough to win. Okay. I won't take that one from him.
Yeah, why would you?
So who's playing your hockey team? What, you going to see the Brooklyn Nets tomorrow play hockey in the Giants Stadium?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. Rangers versus San Jose Sharks. Yeah, it's gonna be. I haven't seen the Sharks, so I'm excited.
San Jose Sharks.
Yeah, they actually went deep in the playoffs a year or two ago.
Okay,
they're actually a good team. Rangers are not a good team. They're not.
You play any hockey growing up there, Zach?
No, I didn't. I wish I had, but I did not. I didn't live in an area that was close enough to a rink to play.
Okay, all right. Well, you're not going to be able to watch the fights, but I'm sure you'll see the recap of Paul Felder kicking this poor kid clear out the octagon.
Yeah, I'll definitely see the highlights for sure.
What else have we got? You want to talk about Corey Anderson since we're on fighting? Or
we might as well. What is next for poor Corey Anderson?
Wait, hold on for a second. Excuse me. Fudge Corey Anderson. Did you see Diego Sanchez using a force field in the octagon?
I did. You know what? I didn't want to talk about this. I didn't think it was fair to Diego and his issues that he's clearly going through for us to really call him out on this. That the poor guy is delusional. I think that might be the right word.
His walk into the octagon was amazing.
That his spiritual healer or wherever that guy is. He's the only person he allows in his corner. Did you know that?
Yes. You know what?
Michael Piera, by the way, was fucking putting it on him.
He definitely was. He was putting it on him.
That guy is. I'll watch that guy fight every weekend. Piera?
No one's gonna beat the strategy of letting you beat them to death. And it was late in that round that Diego Sanchez said, "All right, this is the moment." Threw his head right at that knee.
Yeah,
stole that fight from him.
Was the last? Okay, Diego Sanchez racked up a win last year against Mickey Gall.
Beat the brakes off that kid.
Yeah,
beat the absolute brakes off.
Didn't win in 17.
No.
What did win twice though in 16? Okay, all right. He beat Jim Miller too. That's not an easy fight for anybody.
No, but I don't think he should be going up to welterweight to fight these guys. Did you see? I mean, obviously that dude Michael looks like a middleweight versus a flyweight. That's what that fight looked like. But yeah,
Piera's a big fucking dude.
He's a big dude. He needs to just kind of keep his fighting technical. I don't want to take away from the
He's been fighting at welterweight since 2017.
Who, Pierre?
No, Sanchez.
Yeah, no, I'm saying he should never, ever fight at welterweight, dude.
In fact, he should cut to 35.
He
fought in welterweight when he debuted in the UFC too.
He shouldn't have been fighting welterweight then. Look at the guys he was fighting.
He beat Nick Diaz.
Dude, Nick Diaz is not Matt Hughes. Have you seen what Matt Hughes looked like when he was an active welterweight? A man was a heavyweight that was short. He was a soft heavyweight. I seen him pick a man up and drag him from one side of the ring just to slam him. That's when the steroids were flowing freely in the UFC. Obviously, man, I'm just saying with today's welterweights. It's like when Benson Henderson went up, but his story was a little bit different. He went up and he fought welterweight, and that was like his last 2 fights on his UFC contract were welterweight against legitimately bigger guys than him, and he won both those fights. Diego Sanchez does not have the knees.
Diego Sanchez has beat some cans, dude.
He's beat some cans, but he doesn't have the knees.
Has he ever like anyone of like significance? Nick Diaz, I guess, but in 2005.
Yeah, but his most he's the original Ultimate Fighter.
But he's lost to any hard.
His standout fight was against Gilbert Melendez and Matt Hughes. I'm sorry, against BJ Penn. BJ Penn.
Yeah, but he lost to BJ Penn.
He lost both those fights. But the more he loses, the more people love him. Right? But he came out, beat Mickey Gall to death, absolutely smashed Mickey Gall. Who by the way, whenever I look at Mickey Gall, doesn't he just look like a guy that's going to be like, you think he's going to be really somber when you hang out with him? Like, oh, me and Mickey are going to Olive Garden. We'll probably catch a flick afterwards, and he goes full frat boy on you. He's like,
not even frat boy. He looks more like the guy who's like, dude, last week I got abducted by aliens. Do you want to hear about it? He's like, he pulls out his tinfoil. He's
growing.
It's like, all right, we have our tinfoil hats on now. Yeah, dude, they took me and they flew me to Xenu and we talked about Scientology. I'm like, no, you walked into the Scientology building in Manhattan. And you're like, no, man, they abducted me, these aliens. And I'm like, what the fuck is going? Check, please. So you haven't eaten anything yet.
Sage? Has anyone seen Sage? Is he still here? Like, no, he left days ago, bro. All right, enough about Diego Sanchez using force fields in the UFC.
Yeah, he's clearly going through
it. Corey Anderson had his shot, man. This was his shot. You know, you got the champion and that crappy
let's not disrespect him. He was on a 4-fight win streak going into this fight.
Who, Corey Anderson?
Correct.
No, I'm not disrespecting. I'm saying that he had his shot.
Over Latifi, over old Glover Teixeira, and young Johnny Walker.
So let's look at this too, because the landscape of a light heavyweight has changed drastically, right? We had some perennial people staying at 1, 2, and 3 for quite some time. One of them just retired. We don't know if Gustafson's coming back, and I wouldn't be mad if he never came back.
Did get a report that he was tested by USADA the last month, so he's still in the testing pool.
Okay.
So just want to note that.
So we had Gustafson, then we had Anthony Rumble Johnson. This is when Cormier, and then obviously Jones, and then you had Glover, sometimes straggling around in there. And you had Jimmy Manoa, who for some reason, I don't know, everyone started buying into that hype. I was never one of those people, right?
Yeah.
So 2 of those guys have retired. Jimmy Manoa and Glover Teixeira. 3 of them, I'm sorry, have retired. They're out. So then we get Corey Anderson, who's been knocked out by Jimmy Manoa, who I thought at that point his career was coming to an abrupt halt after that knockout because it looked so vicious. I was like, I don't know if he'll ever fight again. Guy climbs his way up. He gets his shot, right? Perfectly timed because he never had to fight a guy like Gustafson. Completely missed Anthony Smith, right? Missed DC. I'm talking about the timing. Could not have been better, as if God parted the seas for him just like he did Moses. He gets up there.
I thought you were going to say John Jones. God parted the sea just like he did for John Jones. I really thought that's where you were going with that. I'm sorry.
That would have been amazing too.
I had to get that out there.
I can't associate God with someone like John. Like, I know John believes in God.
They're one and the
same. But perfect timing, right? And he started, speaking up for himself. And I think he deserved to be a little angry going into the Johnny Walker fight because no one gave him a shot. People were just literally lining him to die, myself included. And he waxed them. And he waxed them cleanly. It wasn't
a fluke, I don't think.
No, not a fluke at all. He trains with a great camp. Spends a lot of time with Frankie. He was on Frankie Edgar's team on The Ultimate Fighter. Spends a lot of time with Frankie Edgar himself. I'm sure that's rubbed off on him. But he stepped in there, and same thing that usually happens to a lot of wrestlers. He gets that knockout taste, and he's like, you know what? I can do this. I believe in my.
I can see how that's a trap you get yourself into.
I believe in my hands. I know this guy's been striking forever. I know the last time I beat him with wrestling, but this time's going to be different because now I'm a striker. You didn't see what I did to that last guy, and I was watching the fight, and I was watching Corey put the jab out there, miss the jab, duck his head down. I was like, oh man, this is probably not. And then it happened. You know, he caught him, and that was it. That was it. And then that happened. You don't want this type of stuff to happen in front of John Jones. If I was a fighter, I would rather get knocked out in front of my worst enemy and not John. Because immediately afterwards, they asked Johnny, like, did you watch the fight? And he's like, oh, it was amazing. Corey Anderson was talking so much trash. I'm so happy he got knocked out. So it's like, I don't know. But would you – so here's the landscape now. Do we have John versus what's this guy's name? Blachowicz?
Yeah, Jan Blachowicz.
Do we have that fight now? Because John wants to put the Reyes fight behind him. I can see the UFC pairing them up. Having Reyes fight what's this guy's name when he comes back? Thiago? Is that his name?
Yes, dude. Is Santos ever going to even be able to fight again?
Yeah, he's I think didn't he just get medically cleared?
Did he really?
I think so.
Dude, there's no way.
Yeah. I'm almost positive.
Yeah. He just turned down a fight.
He just turned down a fight?
Yeah, they wanted to book him with someone outside of the top 10.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't.
Which is offensive. Yeah, dude, how... I don't know, man. How is that guy even standing right now? When was his fight versus John Jones? Was that more than a year ago?
That was 2019. You guys all
July of 2019, though. It hasn't even been a year to date. He tore the ACL in both of his legs and had ACL surgery in both of his knees. How is that man still not in rehab?
This is the most active John's been in his career ever. Now, this is coming off a layoff, but he fought Gustafsson, Smith, Thiago, Reyes. That's way more fights than I'm used to him fighting. Usually he fought four
times from December 29th of 18 to February 8th of 2020.
Yeah, that's way more.
We'll probably get 2 more fights out of him this year too, I would think.
Yeah, a couple of more $1 million shots. What do you think? What's next for Corey? You think he hangs it up? Think Dana?
No, I don't think he hangs it up.
What do you think he does?
I'd have to look at the bottom of that division and see who I would really put him against. To be honest. Is OSP still fighting?
OSP is in there somewhere. That guy
maybe give him a matchup against OSP. He just fought in September.
I think
Nikita Krylov, maybe.
I think Corey should be the guy to welcome Yoel Romero into the light heavyweight division after Yoel wins this fight against Israel.
Give him. This is what you do. Give him Nikita Krylov. This is the guy that hits the. I think Krylov is the guy that hits the Ezekiel chokes, as a, as like a. No, he's the. Is he? Yeah. Yeah, he hits submissions as a light heavyweight, where like not really anyone else does. That's who you give him.
And just see what happens.
Give him a grappler.
Give him a grappler.
Yeah, give him a grappler. Get him back in there. Get him back on the horse, and fucking move him on.
All right. I guarantee that we'll see Thiago versus Johnny Walker. Now that we know that he's back in the, I guarantee it. They'll run that fight because even though Johnny got starched, they're gonna want to get him back into play. If there's something marketable and for him to become a champion, if there's even a chance, they're gonna give him a big fight. It's either him or Anthony Smith, and that's a bad fight for Anthony Smith. I want to tell Anthony Smith myself, like, hey man, your days are numbered, bro. Let's be honest about your career.
What was his last fight?
He beat Gustafsson.
Gustafsson, right? Fight. Okay.
Yeah.
In Sweden.
In Sweden.
Brutal.
If you go back and watch that fight, it was not a dominating performance. He did get him down to the ground, but I don't know. Gus
seemed off, right?
Yeah, he's his own worst enemy. But
yeah.
Corey, Zach wants to have you murdered legally in public by a man that strangles people quite often.
So it's either him or Misha Serkinov. I would say give him a grappler. Let's see him against a grappler and move him back up, and let's see. But I don't think he's done.
Yeah,
I don't think he's done.
Came off a lackluster season of Ultimate Fighter. But with that said, Zach, anything new in your life? Anything new and exciting in your life you want to talk about? Anything that's happened?
Is this the last topic already? No. No, Steve, you beat it. Yeah, Steve. There's a lot of stuff going on in my life.
No, you missed it. You missed it. You either catch that transition right when it happens or you don't get it.
As there always is. There's always things going on exciting in my life, Steve. You got past that part of The Witcher, dude. How are you liking The Witcher now that you're not stuck behind a wall that you put yourself behind?
I gotta be honest. It's a great game, man. It's a great game. I just wish that the combat mechanics were a little bit more forgiving, because it's like there are times where I'm like, hey man, I just want to sit down and like really get into this. And also the RPG aspect of it can, for a guy like me, like I'm like, well, obviously if there's 3 questions here, I want to ask the right question the first time, so I don't have to ask all these questions. Oh no, I do have to ask all these questions. Slows down the pace that slows down the pace in the game, but beating that hard part was amazing. Like that last hit, when I had this much life left, I have no rations. My silver sword is falling apart. I don't even know how to repair this thing. I don't know what to do from here. But
you got it, right? So if you think that combat is unforgiving, maybe don't play Dark Souls.
No, I like the Dark Souls combat.
Have you ever played it?
Well, I played that samurai game, and I heard it was very similar.
Sekiro. Did you beat Sekiro?
No, remember I had that whole argument with Valve regarding that game, and they stripped it off my computer, so I never got to beat it.
No, I don't remember. I remember your argument with Ubisoft.
Yeah, no, that was another argument.
This is a different one? You just go around arguing with billion-dollar companies all day?
Yeah, outside the office. You won't listen to me.
I'm important.
But I like it. I actually like the sword play. It's just it's
a little much.
Yeah,
that was my opinion of it too.
Like the parry system. Come on, man. Give me a break. Does it have to be a perfect parry every time?
Absolutely, it has to. It has to.
I don't think it has to be. I think I got my finger down just quick enough. You can give me that one. I don't have to die and start the whole thing over. But I beat that. That's enough of that. Listen, that's not the game that I'm late to, right? I'm very late to The Witcher, but there's another game I'm late to. And goddamn it, I went in there the other night and I had me some fun, and it was amazing. And this is a game that whenever I've heard people talk about it, they talk about it like it's the worst thing on earth. Like I've seen reviews where a man said microtransaction 19 times in one breath before giving it 2 big thumbs down. But I got through playing Star Wars Battlefront the other night. Went in for a quick minute. It was absolutely amazing.
It's fun.
I hadn't had this much fun in quite some time.
It's mindless fun. It's a lot of fun.
There is no strategy to that game. I was running around all by myself, killing people, just having the time of my life. And I like it. So it gets my Steve late to the table thumbs up.
Steve late to the table thumbs up for Battlefront 2. Only a year or 2 late, and I like it. Yeah, he's allowed to be late.
Yeah,
that's good. I'm glad that he likes it. I like it too. It's a lot of fun, actually.
My life's going good. My life is full right now, man. I have so many great gifts in my life and blessings that I don't need to talk about my blessings anymore. I just thank them. I thank my wife. I thank God for my children and my family. But Zach, you've had a new addition to your family. What's going on there, Zach? Something's changed about you. You look a little different, as if you've acquired something new in your life. Tell me about it. What's going on?
Well, I mean, I bought a car.
Oh,
we kind of talked about it on the episodes that are coming out, the Gaming with the Dads episodes that are coming out this upcoming week. But yeah, car came through, got it, went down and picked it up today. Yeah, it's a stressful experience buying a car. So that's kind of what I've been dealing with. What's up?
You got it pretty quick, right?
Yeah, I looked at it Monday, picked it up Friday.
Okay.
Yep. It's a stressful experience, but that's what I've been dealing with all week. So
how do you feel, man? Because I think it's a nice car, man. What type of car is it?
So it's a Volkswagen GTI. Yeah, it's really nice, right? Don't get me wrong. It is a very nice car. I don't have a lot of time in it yet. I have, trying to think, 90 miles or so. Plus whatever the test drive was. That doesn't really matter too much, right? Probably about 90 miles or so in it. So yeah, I like it a lot. I thought it was a really good purchase. I got it at a good price for how many miles are on it and you know the features for it. So I was happy with the purchase. I was happy with the car. I was just happy with it in general. Yeah, I'm excited.
It's always it's funny. I've known Zach for almost a year now, right?
Yeah.
And I've seen him make some purchases, and it's almost always the exact same reaction. Like you talk about a thing, you're like, "Yes, I'm thinking about getting this monitor." I'm like, "Oh, really? Okay. What's going on with the monitor?" You're like, "No, I don't want to talk about it much." Then you buy the monitor, and it's you literally, I could have superimposed the word monitor over what you just said, right? It's the same reaction. Did you get a chance to open it up though? Did you open it up on the freeway?
A little bit. I can't, you know, allegedly, right up into the speed limit because I can't incriminate myself, right? Right up into the speed limit. I may have thrown my neck out a little bit with some acceleration in the biggest old man thing I've ever done. Handles like a dream, drives really well. It's a lot, dude. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I'm driving it to the city tomorrow.
Oh, you're taking it in
for the hockey game? Absolutely.
Where are you parking at? Don't say it on air. But is it somewhere near? Obviously, you don't want to say it on air.
I'll tell you exactly where I'll park it off air because I park in pretty much the same spot every time, and I don't need anything to happen.
Street or full service parking?
Service.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't go to that place across the street from Dwayne Reed. That's the only warning I'm going to give you. Don't go. Don't if that's
I know it's not across the street, and I've both my dad and I have used this exact same parking lot. Let's say 50 times.
Okay.
So I go back there because I know that I always get good service. My dad's car got scratched at another one like 2 blocks down. Across from the Dwayne Reed. I know where that one is though. Oddly enough. But then we switched to this one, and we've had really good luck with this one. So
you're a brave man. New car, taking it down to the city, man. What else is going good in your life, man? Rangers tickets?
Yeah.
Was the channel monetized? And are you not telling me that? Like, what's going
on? No. I mean, I set aside money every year to go to Rangers games. I go to a few a year, 3, 4, something like that. Try to at least. So.
Any rituals when you get to the Rangers game? Like, how much beer are we talking about? Or not enough?
Zero.
Beer? Like, what?
Zero. I will not drink. No, because I have to drive home.
Oh, okay.
And it's not a quick drive either. Right.
From here to there, what?
Plus 20 minutes on your house, by the way.
Huh?
Plus 20 minutes from your house.
Oh, plus 20 minutes. I was like,
right. And I got to drive Shane home.
Oh, that's right.
Well, he's on my way though. So it works out well, but you know, it's an hour and 40 minutes usually.
Oh, it's a good drive though,
without traffic.
You going down Riverside Drive or FDR?
Yes,
what are you taking?
Yes, yeah. Oh. Go over the GW, get off the first exit, go down, and then take that all the way down past the Intrepid. And then right on the other side of the Javits Center, you hang a left or in.
You going upper decker or lower decker on the bridge? Which one are you? Are you the brave guy?
Up. Yeah, upper.
Okay.
So where did I go? Because you go to the interstate. This is really inside baseball right now. We're talking inside baseball for New York driving. But if you are listening and you live in the area, you're going to know exactly what we're talking about. But you take 87 down to get to the GW, and it goes across, right? No, so, 87.
You're not going to cut through Jersey. You don't cut through Jersey?
No, I don't go through Jersey. 87 goes to the Tap, doesn't it? Yeah, 87 goes to the Tap. No, you go over towards Bear Mountain to get to the George Washington Bridge. Yeah, you go up 84.
It's gonna be a good drive, man. We're gonna have to take that new car down to Micro Center in my favorite place, Yonkers, New York, one day.
No, we're not. I will definitely take you for a ride in it, but we're not going there.
It's the perfect getaway car, man. I'm like, hey Zach, just park right behind that White Castle. I got some guys I got to go talk
No. And I've actually made a vow I'm never going back to that White Castle.
Dude, don't go to any White Castle. There's a reason the food's good. It's because there's a chance you're going to get murdered. I'm telling you.
I have never been in a White Castle where I felt comfortable.
Dude, with my bachelor party, we were in a White Castle in Brooklyn, and a guy pulled a gun out. No big deal.
No big deal. He's going, oh, sorry.
Well, here's the thing. He wasn't pointing at us. It was definitely in another situation, but I was like, I don't want to die before I get married.
Like, I don't want to die supposed to happen Castle. After.
Well, congratulations on the new car, Zach. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
How long until this stressed out Zach goes away from the new car? Because I can see it in your face, buddy. The money stuff.
I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be a while.
It was a good purchase. It was you spent money well.
I did. I know I did, and I'm not going to lose money on it in a few years when I'm ready to sell it. Right? No. I'm not going to lose that much money on it. And it already has the modifications I want to do to it anyway. It's lowered slightly. Yeah. I would, if perfect world, I would switch the wheels on it and maybe something a little bit different. But
as your friend, I would have liked to see you in something a little bit safer, with maybe all-wheel drive. Yeah. But
you're you sound just like my dad. Fortunately enough. Anything that class of car, right? Is what I was going for. Is this class of car hot hatch? Yeah. Slightly sporty, something like that. Anything with all-wheel drive in that same bracket of car is like $6,000 more expensive or more.
Good God!
Right, that's the issue, right? You're looking at like a 2017 WRX, right, or like a Golf R is the step up from the GTI, which is all-wheel drive, like that kind of stuff. An Evo, right? You're looking at that stuff, but it's just more expensive.
So where your car would do really well at, man? There's a little place called Topanga Canyon in California, and it's the type of place you take a car like that.
Yes, and you rip through the canyons.
Then you open
up over Angela's Crest.
Yes,
in that area.
Yes.
Yep.
We're gonna have to go do some drag racing in the Bronx.
It's not gonna happen.
We're gonna get you a Rough Rider jacket.
This is not happening, but we could pipe it.
Get your hair braided. I'll introduce you as Gator everywhere we go.
Gator. Well, I might as well just grow a mullet out then. If you're gonna introduce me as Gator, I'll just have a mullet. Oh, even better, a rat tail.
Oh. Yo, you know what? I see a man with a rat tail. I'm not fighting that guy because I'm saying to myself,
he's gonna reach back there and choke you with it.
Yeah. But also, the guy with the rat tail. The guy with the rat tail is always the guy with like 8 knives in the story in his pocket, isn't he? He's like, I used this one on my high school girlfriend.
Hold on.
Like, what the
8 knives and a shirkin.
Yeah, he's definitely got
his throwing star. He might have a hatchet. He might have a hatchet in somewhere in inner thigh area.
Family members, parents, if you're listening to the show and you want your kids not to smoke weed, let them smoke weed with the guy with the rat tail in your community. I guarantee he's going to tell them a story that's going to make them think twice. Dude. We did it, Zach. Started off pretty shaky tonight, but we did it.
What did we do,
man?
What?
We did it. Another episode down. I got to tell you, man, I'm proud of the content we make. You work really hard on it, Zach.
I'm proud of the content we make too. I am. I enjoy making
how
it.
To edit.
I'm not teaching him how to do anything.
Listen to me. Zach's going to teach me how to edit, and I know this is how the channel comes to an end because it's going to be one huge epic fight the entire time. Actually, we don't do that bad when he's showing me how to do stuff. It's usually just me going, I don't understand anything he's saying, but I'm not going to answer any questions. Oh, shit, he's asking me if I understood what he just said.
It does go a lot like that. Yeah, we're getting really inside baseball here.
Inside baseball. I'm feeling good about it. You guys tell us what you want us to play next. Payday's up.
Payday's up, but that's not next week.
No, that's not next week. I'm saying next week I got another episode of Talking with the Dad.
Yeah,
it's by far my favorite content that we make. I look forward to Fridays.
Me too. Fridays are one of my favorite days. I wasn't sure how long the car transaction was going to take, and I was like, fuck, dude, I don't want to be late. Like Fridays are the days. So
listen, I literally kicked you out of work today because I was excited to see it. I'm like, I can't wait to record. I was like, get the fuck away from me. Let's go.
I do like Fridays. I like Fridays a lot. So, and I had Chick-fil-A today. So that's a great day. I had Chick-fil-A twice this week, and I'm disgusted with myself that I won't be able to have it again. Maybe tomorrow. No.
Wait. Have you had the Popeyes chicken sandwich yet?
No interest.
All right.
I've never had Popeyes in general, so.
I've had the Popeyes chicken sandwich. Jay from work brought one, and he had an extra one. He gave it to me.
Sure.
So I tasted it.
How the fuck does everyone give you food? But okay.
I'm telling you, it's a family secret. We've been doing it literally for thousands of years. It's like perfect timing for free stuff. I had it, and I have to be honest. There was one thing I liked better about that sandwich than the Chick-fil-A. It kept for a little bit longer. So you got to eat Chick-fil-A immediately, right? Not 2 hours later.
This is blasphemy.
Not an hour later. Popeyes, this sandwich is a little bit crispier. It was just a little bit crispier.
All right, we're doing this right now. What is the best fast food?
The best fast food?
You're going to say Burger King.
No, I'm not. Burger King is very low on my fast food list. So it ranks this way for me.
Top 5, go ahead.
Top 5, I got to give you specific locations. Carl's Jr., but you got to go to the Carl's Jr. off the exit in Santa Clarita. The best Carl's Jr. in America. That's number 1. 2, Chick-fil-A, but you got to go to the Chick-fil-A in Hollywood. You go to any other Chick-fil-A in California, I don't know what they're doing. It's probably the bum water in that part of Hollywood. That Chick-fil-A makes the best sweet tea, and their fries are always crispy, and the chicken sandwiches are always crispy. And they always ask you a very important question. Do you want tomatoes on this sandwich? Because you get a deluxe, comes with tomatoes, right? But sometimes they got a dumb guy in there. He puts tomatoes on everything. That can ruin the sandwich. That's the best Chick-fil-A in America.
Okay.
3, Fat Burger. Fat Burger on the corner of Sunset and Echo Park. The only
I'm taking none of them around here.
No. It is the only Fat Burger I eat at. It's not a safe place to be. I'll tell you that right now. It's homeless people everywhere, and these are not the nice homeless people who are very humble. These are the very aggressive ones, but you can get a triple-decker burger there with bacon, and if you eat it all, they're still the only Fat Burger. I don't know if they do the same more. They'll honor that free meal. And for that, they get my point. Number 4, Jackson Hole. Doesn't exist anymore. I think in the city, it would technically be considered a diner, but I consider it fast food. They make a nice fat pound burger, very delicious.
Okay, I like it.
Coming in at number 5, the King, because it's not good. It's not good for you. It's not good for America. But I love Burger King. I got a job at Burger King 2 times in a row as a kid, so I could eat their food free. It was amazing.
Interesting.
Top 5 foods.
My top 5 fast food. So we're excluding like Five Guys, Chipotle, that stuff from this list, right? So I assume this goes.
This is your list, man. But
you gotta give location. Chick-fil-A, Chipotle. No, I've only eaten a very, very minimal amount of these things. Okay, I got you. There is in Myrtle Beach, there is a Chick-fil-A on one of the connecting roads that go from the 2 major highways that run through Myrtle Beach. That Chick-fil-A, I've eaten there 10 times. That Chick-fil-A fucks. Okay, that was out of the way. Number 2, Chipotle. I think it's it's on 34th Street in Manhattan between.
Yes, on the other side of the stadium. I know
exactly. Right, but by the AMC theater, that Chipotle, that one fucks. Number 3, I don't know if I have any more random ones. There's
go for it.
Yeah, McDonald's. No, sorry, Wendy's, McDonald's, Five Guys.
All right, I'm going to do my honorable mentions. Jersey Mike's.
Oh, Jersey Mike's gets an honorable mentions. I agree with that one.
Jersey Mike's. And I'm going to separate my burritos. I know you like
Zaxby's. Zaxby's gets a honorable mentions too.
Is that one place they started off in Boston? They have like yellow awnings. Do you know what sandwich place I'm talking about?
That's not Zaxby's. Zaxby's is a chicken place in the South.
But wait, do you know the sandwich place I'm talking about? It started in Boston, and then now they have a couple in the city. They got a yellow awning. They make really good sandwiches. They're like a step up from Quiznos. That place is really good. If I remember the name, I'll go there. But if you ever get a chance, if they're still opening and operating, find a Dos Toros burrito in Manhattan. In fact, there might be one near where you guys are going tomorrow.
Nope, I know exactly which restaurant we're going to tomorrow already. Don't worry about it.
You're not going to that rat place underneath the stadium, are you?
No. There's a restaurant. There's a bar around the corner that we go to.
Oh yeah. The Irish joint right there.
No.
What's the name of the restaurant? Give them a plug, for God's sake.
No. These places I'm going to plug, and I don't want someone to come find me out tomorrow either.
Dos Toros. Look for a Dos Toros. They do one thing better than Chipotle. They get cheese and they melt it onto the tortilla before.
Okay. You can request that at Chipotle.
No, I don't want to request anything. I don't like asking those kids at Chipotle for anything, dude. That is a horrible experience. Like,
oh yeah, they're like, can you get a little bit more meat? They're like, what the fuck do you need more meat for? This is good. I'm like, there's one piece of carne asada in there. They're like, that's all you get. And I'm like, okay. Are you gonna mention a Qdoba's? Are you gonna mention a Qdoba? Have you been to a Qdoba?
No, I've never been to a Qdoba.
Qdoba's better than Chipotle. They have better ingredients.
I'm trying to think of any other LA staples. See, look, you know what? If you're in the city, depending on what time you're in the city, it's summertime. If I'm walking, we could have just ate dinner. But if we walk past a Dirty Water hot dog place, I'm getting one of those things. I don't care if I ate a whole meal. Like, yep. I'm pulling $2.50 out of my pocket, getting the hot sausage with everything. Please cut my sausage down the middle. Put all my fixings in there. Don't just throw it on top.
Nah, I want it all on top. I want that crunch when you bite into it. I don't want the cut down the middle to ruin the crunch.
Those guys rip people off at Grand Central. You know they're charging $10 for a dog and a soda to these French people one day, and I wanted to smack it out there and went, "Don't eat that."
They're like, "Oh, we're gonna go get real New York pizza, Sbarro."
Dollar slices. At any rate, folks, this has been another great episode of Game. Sorry, this is the wrong show. Where am I at right now? What's the name of the show, Zach?
This has been episode 19 of Talking with a Dad. Thanks everyone for listening. Have a good night.